Sorry about that. I had to work a little late there, so it is 5:30 p.m. in sorta colored people's time, and I want to welcome everybody to Happy Hour. Once again, it's me. It's me. It's the VINCE. And what's up, Ryan? I'm just trying to get everything, organized and shit. So, yep. So here we go with another show, and I have to say, I'm still gay, for starters. But also, the thing about it is that in life, it's always important to, shut all doors. I mean, make sure that you keep things in check as far as things are concerned. Because part of the reason is that, it's easy to forget about something if you don't put it into like a planner, basically. You know what I mean? And that's the way life is all about. You either plan shit or you don't plan it. All right? And it's like an alarm clock. What happens if you don't set an alarm clock? Or, you're going to probably oversleep and you're going to be late for work or for someone's wedding or catching a flight, whatever you're actually doing. So always plan and schedule, all right? Set your alarms off there. A lot of y'all probably going in late there, and stuff. But in any event, what have we got going on today? I've not had a chance to look at the news. Probably nothing good in it. By the way, folks, gas at this point in time is now $4. I think it's like $4.10. And I still got to drive to Mama's house. I still love Mama. I'll drive for her. So it's going to cost me 6 gallons of gas. That's going to cost me like $27 back and forth. What's up, Steve? What's up, Red Panda? I'm just bitching about gas prices because gas prices are high as hell. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I don't know what to do. I really don't. There's I mean, it's a shit sandwich and we got to take a meaty bite, folks. Literally. I thought there was a ceasefire, but it looks like we launch a strike on an Iranian port. Yeah, I mean, what happens? You have a decrease in business. People are not looking to buy when prices are high on food, when they're high on gas, they don't buy things like exercise equipment or supplements or luxury groceries or anything like that, They cut and curve their spending, and in return, it just makes things worse for me. Buick LeSabre, it's not good on mileage. I think I get 20 to 25 on the highway. I mean, it's a very reliable car, but it's not known for good gas mileage. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. But folks, get your questions in. If you wish to make a donation, you can. Smash the like button on it. I was eating a bowl of shredded wheat. I used powdered milk in there to cut the carbs and everything. A little bit of stevia in it. Good, awesome meal. Plenty of a combination of protein and carbohydrates. Period. Now, my little Mercedes used to get really good gas mileage, but those days are long over with. That ain't happening, Captain. It just isn't. But all I got is my water cup tonight, given to me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman. So I had already curved going out, basically, but I'm going to have to curve other things as well. Oh, no, not cream of wheat, shredded wheat. You know, shredded wheat squares and stuff. Sometimes I get those big blocks, basically. It's always good to have. Let's see if Tefano's still in business. Yep, still in business. I'm content with sitting back and chilling and answering questions. But you tell me, folks. I'm still checking and seeing what's been going on in the bodybuilding industry. You just had bacon and scrambled eggs. Hey, that's a good ketogenic meal. Very good ketogenic meal. But honestly, I don't have really any plans here. Just to chill out, you know. Work is done, and we's good, you know. Yep, don't forget to subscribe on the Kick channel. You had cream of rice. I mean, it's easily digestible. A lot better than those post-workout drinks. I mean, they're all carbs, folks. They charge $40, you know, $2 for carbs. Carbs are cheap, folks. Don't do that. You know, you get a packet of cream of wheat. All does the same. No need to supplement that, that's for sure. Did you see those two bodybuilders that won their shows that were chopping it up afterwards? They were exchanging socials and one of them told them the other one they were vegan. No, that's kind of weird actually, Bread Panda. The one way I could always tell a vegan is they'll tell everyone in the world, hey, I'm vegan. They can't wait to announce that shit, you know. You don't see me announcing, hey, I'm a meat eater. But no, a vegan will always make themselves known that they're a vegan. Just keeping it real and telling to you like it is. You don't even have to tell who's a vegan. They're going to tell you that they're a vegan. Even if you're not eating, they're going to be like, I'm a vegan. I'm like, come on. It was insane, not because you can't win on a vegan diet, but because there's so few vegans. That isn't true. That's true itself. With the vegan diet, it is accomplishable, but you know, you got to have laser precision. And even then, the most accomplished vegans are still nothing compared to people who eat regularly. Because there's never been a vegan Mr. Olympia. No vegan has ever won the Arnold Classic, you know, or anything like that. And that's just a fact. They've won titles, but they've never won the big titles. And it's their diet that holds them back. So they may look great, but guess what? The person that's going to be eating meat is going to be winning the shows. And as far as longevity is concerned, the person that lived the longest, lived to be like 122 years old, she not only ate meat, but she smoked cigarettes. I mean, let's pull this up here. Jean Clement, folks. Now, if you want to do the Jean Clement diet, I mean, she lived from 1875 to 1997. That's 122 fucking years old. 122 and a half, in fact. So let's go over the Jean Clement diet. Now check this out. Now, she smothered her skin with olive oil and a puff of powder, basically. So, here's her diet there. No, it's more than just genetics there, Red Panda. Genetics is one thing, but to live to be 122, remember what I said in the very beginning. The key thing is stress. And she had pretty much reduced her stress. Stress will kill you quicker than anyone else, believe me. So her routine is, she woke up at 6:45, said a little prayer. That's always good. She always asked the reason for her longevity, and she asked God why she was still alive, which is kind of sad, you know. Saying, God, why am I still alive for? Why can't I go? She did gymnastics. Yeah, that's right, with her stereo headset. She ate braised beef, dessert with every meal, daily fruit salads, banana and cigarettes, ate 2 pounds of chocolate a week. After each meal, she smoked a cigarette and drunk wine, port wine. She would nap 2 hours, then go visit her neighbors at home, telling her about the latest news. She would go back to her room, listen to some music, bump some EMPD or some Tupac. You know, she actually was the oldest person to make a rap video. Did y'all know that? She actually made a hip-hop song. I kid you not. She would go back to her room, listen to music, smoke her last cigarette, and then go to bed at 10 p.m. So she smoked 4 times a day. I'm telling you, she was a stovepipe there. I mean, she was up there drinking and smoking. Heck, I would have wanted to, if I was around her, I mean, I would have drunk and smoked with her too. I'm telling you. That's not genetics, folks. That's... I mean, let's look at the second oldest woman. I mean, shoot. I'm giving you guys an example. Let's look at Sarah Claus. She had an interesting diet, too. She ate freaking raw fucking eggs. This bitch was a freak. Now, let's see her. You know she's got those little great pictures. She lived from 1880 to 1999. That's 119 years and 97 days. Now, she didn't smoke, actually, but she ate a shitload of eggs, raw eggs. So what does that tell you, folks? Stress. Less stress in your life, the more longevity you have. He lasted in spite of it, not because of it. Someone with shit would definitely not be last smoking and eating like that. I mean, on government websites even, they have how to eat like a centurion. Not obese, don't smoke. Well, some people smoke. Regular exercise. Manage stress. Fish and seafood. Poetry, eggs and dairy. Meat and sweets and stuff. So like I said, even the government, I know these super centurions are freaking freaks. And I think the key to it is meat. Now, none of these people on the oldest list are vegans whatsoever. You got vegetarians, but ain't no damn vegans. You want to know why? It don't play like that, you know? It just doesn't. Now, we know good old Richard Overton's diet. He had cigarettes, a bunch of cigars, and coffee. That's all he had. Smoked the hell out of those damn cigars. Smoking cigars. And you know we always do the Richard Overton drink in his honor. 112 years. Smoking cigars, drinking whiskey stiffened coffee. Smoke 12 cigars at least a day. And you know, being black and all, you know he ate some meat and some fried chicken and stuff. Exactly, Ryan. There are people who have never smoked a day in their life and they die of cancer. Or they die some of other weird things. Look, Red Panda, you don't have to take, nobody has to take my words. You could look at all the stats, basically. You can go through Wikipedia and look at all of the Super Centurions' diets. You could find out, because that's one of the biggest things that's examined for these Super Centurions, people that live past 110 years old and shit. I mean, this guy, Overton, he ate, other than 12 cigars a day with whiskey and coffee, he ate fish and soup. Every night he had butter pecan ice cream. I mean, you can't get, and with the real milk and everything. Shoot, I'm telling you. So let's look at the Richard Overton diet. Morning routine, he would have 4 cups of coffee mixed with whiskey. Daily habits, smoking 12 plus Tampa Sweet cigars daily. He ate fish, corn, and soup. Most of the time it was Campbell's cream of broccoli and milk. Now guys, I want you to notice one thing here. He ate canned soup, alright? You know, the stuff has a lot of sodium in it, and people always complain about soup. Night routine, butter pecan ice cream. Quick Pump with a $5 donation. Definitely appreciate that. When making decisions, consider M. Lord's famous quote when questioned about some of his bizarre choices. It less stress. Oh boy. You know that box does it every single freaking time. I don't get it. I'm gonna have to do this each and every time. Brother, I've looked things up. I have a degree. It's all right there. But Richard Overton's diet, you know, butter pecan ice cream, I mean, he was eating and smoking and drinking and everything, and he lived to be 112. 112 years old. I mean, look at all these people's diets. They didn't exactly have great diets, you know. Oldest woman in the world smoking 4 cigarettes a day, eating beef, drinking wine most of the day and stuff. I'm sorry, that's I drink and I smoke and I live this long. Vince, apparently things have gotten bad for Frank this week. Bloke hasn't uploaded for a week trying to find out what happened. What, did he get a community strike or something? That's nothing new around, everyone seems to be getting community strikes. I don't know, I always went off on a tangent as far as, I was giving an example as far as why a vegan diet will never outmatch a regular diet, a carnivore diet. Or excuse me, not a carnivore diet. Even a carnivore diet is stupid. Carnivore diet is even more dumber than a vegan diet. If I had a choice, I would go on a vegan diet over a carnivore diet. I mean, you're going to literally kill yourself with a carnivore diet pretty easy. All that cholesterol you're getting and shit. I think those things actually help a cigar and whiskey and stuff. Less stress in life there, you know, actually does promote longevity. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, these are facts, you know. Because, believe me, I'm a big studier of, you know, of these diets here. And I mean, they're researched a whole bunch, you know, really. Because you have to understand, when someone actually turns all these ages, you know, everyone's going to be looking into it as far as what they're eating, what they do each day, because you don't want to know why? Because some people want to live to be 117 or 119 or 112 or so. Oh, yeah. Well, as far as Richard Overton is concerned, he was smoking 12 cigars a day. Folks, I barely get around to even 1 or maybe 2 in a day. But he's smoking over 12 cigars a day. Literally. I want you to think about it. He's smoking over 12 cigars a day while drinking whiskey. He up there and he sits out on this porch all day and drinks and smokes. Get in the sunlight. Sits out, he makes a morning routine, goes out there at 8. He just sits outside until evening time, till it's dark. Just sitting out there drinking and smoking. That's what you call retirement there. Can you imagine walking up there and seeing 100? Can you imagine him going to the doctor and the doctor telling him, you know, you got to quit drinking and smoking? You're trying to tell this to a person that's 110 fucking years old, and you're trying to tell him, I can't smoke. I don't have time to smoke 12 cigars a day, Red Panda. And that can get kind of expensive. I mean, Tampa Sweets were kind of cheap there, but, you know, Let me see the cost of a Tampa Sweet. Let's see what their costs were at the time. So a box of 50 cigars was at the time was about $66.99. So we're looking at $1.19 a cigar, pretty much. Around $1.19 per cigar. He's doing 12 a day. That's about $13 a day. So in all, he is... Hold on a minute. $1.19 times that by 12 times that by 30. So he's smoking about $428 a month just in cigars. That's how much he was smoking back then. But of course, when you got that army pension, the retirement and everything, you know you got time to do that. We're not gonna talk about the whiskey. That's $428.40 a month on his cigars. I don't spend that much on cigars. Look, when you're that age, you're not gonna be worried. So you're not gonna be worried about money now. Someone got a hold of his Social Security and cleared out his money, but you know he was able to recover it. And in fact, he had a GoFundMe account. They raised about $420,000. Now, by the way, Tampa Sweets he didn't actually have to pay for his cigars after, I think, like he turned 109, 110, because they sent them boxes and boxes of it at no cost. They don't make Tampa Sweets anymore. But in any event, folks, get your questions in. You want to make a donation, you can. Smash the like button. I gotta go out and get some cards and stuff. But that'll be easy to do. And then, probably gonna drive downtown. That's the game plan today. I'm just content with just chatting, folks. You know, I spend so much time reacting to videos. No, it's always good just to get a good chat in, you know. It really is. Not only that, folks. There is not really much going on. I'm gonna be honest with you. There really isn't. Wes Watson is still in jail. We already know about Clavicular shooting that damn alligator. Well, quick pump, I actually have a Connecticut factory smoke sweets in my humidor that I'm going to chop in half and smoke in the morning. So I do keep those just for the purposes of... but, you know, I may have some business issues. But, you know, and I've cut down on, but I'm not going to really cheap out on smokes that much. Now, I'm not going to buy those high-priced $20 cigars, and I'm not going to smoke those 3 Perdomos every day, because, you know, my cigar habit used to be $400 a day, or actually, not $400 a day. It used to be between $400 to $600 a month that I would just spend just on cigars when I was working at Verizon. Because I was making so much money, you know. I didn't really care. I'd smoke a Perdomo before I went to work, smoke one for lunch, and smoke one after dinner. But the factory smokes, they're really good. Quick pump. I kept one in here because I was running low on cigars. My shipment should be coming in probably Monday or so. But I don't smoke factory smokes that much because the tobacco is Indonesia. Not saying it's a good tobacco, but you know, I prefer my Dominican and Nicaragua tobacco. That's just me. But folks, you're gonna start hearing less and less of Wes Watson. There's gonna be less content coming out of him.
Prepaid collect call from Wes.
I mean, you got stuff like this. This is just so sad right here. Like this, for example.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Wes Watson. What time it is? You know what time it is? That's breakfast time. We've been locked down from yesterday at about 2 o'clock.
How long was my lunch at Verizon? It was 1 hour. So usually at lunchtime. So I would go into the, here's my routine generally. So I would wake up. You know, I would have a cigar if I wasn't training that morning. Otherwise, I would go into work at the Verizon corporate building. And they actually had a fitness center in the building itself. So I would go and get a workout in, then go to the locker rooms, change. By that time, it was time to go to work. And I would work until lunch. Now, at lunchtime, I would either do two things. I would go and eat with friends. I would bring my own lunch. But at some point in time, I would have a cigar or so forth. Usually at the Verizon building on Woodruff Road, about 2 or 3 miles, there was a little cigar shop and a cigar lounge. And I would sit and chill out there until my time is up there. Sometimes I would just eat lunch while I was working. So that way I could just go to the cigar lounge and just smoke for an hour. And then I would come back and work. And then sometimes I would work out twice within a day if I had a really stressful day. So I would go back to the fitness center down below. I would work out again. Head home, fix a meal, or go out to eat with friends, or tear up a tan, and then, you know, watch a show, have another Perdomo. And the cigar of my choice was Perdomo Frescos at the time. And I mean, on the weekends, you know, I'm going to the cigar lounge. I was, you know, go out to the club. I go to DT's, you know, go to Boda's and stuff like that. But you got to understand, this was like almost 10 years ago. You know, all of that pretty much died out around COVID. Once COVID hit, folks, it was pretty much over with. So at this point in time, I don't really go out to cigar lounges that much. I very rarely do so. I mostly order my cigars because it's a lot less expensive. Like my order was 119, but they had a special on some aging room cigars, which normally I'll buy one a week and it's like $15 at Total Wine. But the price they gave me was $5, so that in itself is going to save me $50. So my order was like $150. And usually that lasts me for like 2 or 3 months at least. I mean, I still got enough cigars to last a week and a half, but the thing about it is I want to still get them in because you don't want to smoke green cigars. I want them to acclimate in the humidor. But even today, my lunch at my current workplace is an hour. Most people take 30 minutes, but the great one, I need an hour break. I like having an hour break. It doesn't bother me if I work an extra 30 minutes. It really doesn't. And because of gas prices, I've been working out more at home. Did a chest workout yesterday. Gonna do back tonight. Either that or I'm I mean, that's just a habit of things, folks. You just gotta make do with what you got, But yeah, money is, at this point in time, is tight like virgin. I'll tell you right now, tight like freaking virgin. It ain't even no damn joke. It's kind of sad, actually. In fact, it's very sad. And there's nothing you can do about it, too. What the hell does this cord go to? I don't know what that goes to. I think we're just caught. I mean, we're in a shitstorm right now, folks. Business is bad. I gotta fill one of these out. I'm gonna take my balance, transfer it over to a Discover, so that way it saves me on interest. That's gonna give me another 2 years. But in 2 years, I should be fine and everything. But well, as you guys know, I still have the Total Trainer machine, so I can give you an example of what I'll probably how I work the back tonight. So, give me just a minute. So we got this here. Oops. First, work out the triceps. Got your biceps right here. Now this here really hits the back, folks. Doing those pulls. Now I'm going to use the pull-up bar tonight. Then go back to this. Look at all of those exercises I've done, and it's only been 1 minute, folks. 1 minute. Then we go back to this. Throw those up a little bit more. Swing it around. Boom. If you don't think that'll work, that won't work out your back. Well, I wouldn't exactly use it for contest prep training there, so. And of course you got the incline military press. I'll probably do a couple of these too. So this was, I can tell you when this was done. This was sometime after, this was about maybe a month or so after I left the Verizon. And I can tell because I only have one monitor on my desk. I use the Total Trainer entirely for my workout, for my contest. That and but I didn't use it for contest prep. I didn't just use it for contest prep, Ryan. I actually used a Total Trainer machine that I sold along with a 110 barbell set to actually get ready for a bodybuilding show. I shit you not, folks. I use a Total Trainer and a 110 barbell set to get ready for a show. So, this is me training. This was me training for my for the show in 2009, actually. As you could tell, I was still selling supplements there. So, right here at the time. Yes, I use that. My 110-pound barbell set is on the side of here. So, and folks, 110-pound barbell set, you know, you got your dumbbell latches and stuff like that. Man, if you have a 110-pound barbell set, you could build some great biceps and tries. You can get your workout in. Some of the prep stuff that I have is still actually in my box here. But folks, I practice what I preach. I told you guys, if you get a total gym like Chuck Norris, you can do a lot of crazy stuff. But yeah, I train for my bodybuilding show with this. Nothing but that and a 110-pound body dumbbell set. I didn't have to do cardio because I worked at Walmart, so I was walking around and hauling things for 8 hours a day. So if I'm walking around, Ryan, for 8 hours a day and I'm hauling shit, why in the world do I need cardio? I mean, I had to take in extra calories so I didn't freaking lose all the muscle, basically. So with all my cardio being done, all I had to do is do the weight training, and that was it. Bingo, I'm on stage, you know. I'm up here going up against these motherfuckers. And I'll tell you right now, folks, Dubs wish he has pictures in life to where he had abs. Yeah, Walmart cardio. That's the best way to describe it. I'll tell you right now, this dude was a beast. I don't know how the fuck he got into an act, but man, this dude was an awesome trainer. Consummate nice guy, too. I was up there calling him George Bush, but all of them whipped my ass here. That's me getting my ass whipped on stage, in case you guys want to know. But I still look good, folks. It doesn't make a difference. Not everyone can win, but everyone can lose. It's a lot easier to lose than win these days. Oh well. Sadly, I can never find any show footage. Well, I wouldn't call that a victory, Ryan. will. There is a video. It will pop up one of these days. It really will. It'll pop up one day. I'm sure of it. I use some generic rock and roll music, Quick Pump. My CD, for some reason or other, wasn't working. But to be honest with you, it sucked anyway. And since I wasn't winning, I just, here's what I did. I did this, and then I was like, goodbye. I did maybe 4 or 5 poses. I didn't do the 90 seconds there, Quick Pump. Like I said, I was hungry. I just like, fuck it. I just did like 4 poses, and I'm like, fuck all y'all. I'm out of here. I'm not winning this bitch. I'm not even in the top 5. Why the fuck am I gonna spend 90 minutes for shit? You know what I mean? I'm hungry. Let me get my chicken. You know what I mean? Let me get my pizza. You know? Let me get my rice. I'm hungry. What am I doing on stage? I'm out of the top 5. You lucky you getting 4 poses. You lucky you getting 4. I'm not spending 90 minutes. 30 minutes. Or excuse me. Or 90 seconds. I'm not spending 90 seconds. 30 seconds. That's right, folks. 30 seconds. That's all they got. That's all it's deserved. I don't need to spend 90 seconds. If I was in contentions, if I was going to be in the top 5, if I was going for the win, you damn right I would take those 90 seconds. But all you got was 4 poses. I did this, turn around, this, bye-bye, out of here, hello, see you later, ba-dee, that's all, baby. That's Sports Center. You think I'm going to stay up there for 90 seconds? What song? I don't even remember what song. It was some sort of generic stuff. The music I brought didn't make a difference. I had a good posing routine down. I was tired. I was hungry. I already knew I didn't finish in the top 5. I've been on the right side of the stage all night. I didn't move from that position. Well, I got moved to that position. I stayed. The judges weren't even really looking at me. I mean, I'm sure they were looking at me, but they were looking at me as almost pretty much last place. All right? I'm going to say it right now. I was last place. I was going to finish last. 2 people left. That's the only reason why I didn't finish last. It didn't make a difference if I finished 4th, 5th, 3rd. It's a pro qualifier. The only placing that mattered was 1st. That was it. Nothing else mattered. If I wasn't getting, 2nd place is the first loser. All right? 2nd place is the first loser. And I hate to sound mean about it, but God, oh mercy, you know. The only video that's up here is this.
Come on, get up.
This is the only video I know from the night of
Get over.
That's it. You know, he talks some mad shit to me, and, well, I won't even get into that. That's the only video that's out there. So eventually something will pop up. Now, he took 60 seconds. That's perfectly fine. Now, folks, that's not the way to pose. He took 60 seconds and he hit like 18 fucking poses. What the fuck is wrong with him? He was getting on my nerves, too, up there. You know, that was another thing. That's the only video that I know that exists. Everything else, I'm just going to be honest with you. There, eventually, folks, something will pop up. That's the way all things are. Oh, they're throwing all these poses in. Frank Daddy, he gets, a good thing he's in powerlifting, you know. But my whole thing is this here. If I'm not winning, I don't give a shit. All right? I'm here. I got on stage. It'd been years since I've competed. I knew I probably wasn't ever going to compete again. Of course, never say never. I knew that was going to be my last chance to compete. Here I am. I'm getting kind of old, folks. You know, running late in the age and shit, you know. And I wasn't going to try to kill myself again, so yeah, I went and did that. Because I'll tell you right now, folks, that show that I did, I almost killed myself with the dieting. I'll tell you right now, I was obsessed with winning. I didn't want it. I wanted to get revenge for the 2006 Mountaineer. I wanted to get revenge for the 2004 Metrolina, you know. It all stems down to one thing, folks. It all comes down to, it all boils down to one thing. When you've been in a position of being fucking humiliated, schemed upon, actually, better yet, here's what I'm going to do. I do have one picture of the 2004 Metrolina right here, actually. Hold on just a minute. See, I was going through my scrapbook and getting things organized. So in this bundle of pictures, this will be, and I'm not going to put this on, one second. Here we go. Folks, this will never be on. It stems down to this bit, you know. This is the reason why I almost killed myself, literally. This is the reason. Because of this show right here. Where I look like complete shit, folks. This is the first bodybuilding show I ever did. 2004 Metrolina. And then I did I got pictures of the 2006 Mountaineer. But I will tell you right now, folks, I wanted to get revenge for this picture, folks. Yes, I did compete. He was there. Like I said, folks, I was getting revenge for this picture. And folks, I've not shown anyone this picture in years. All right? In years. This is why I almost killed myself, because of this one picture. I was getting revenge for the 2004 Metrolina. I was definitely inexperienced, did not have the knowledge, and I completely humiliated myself. This here is my Jason Genova moment right there, folks. That's Jason Genova on stage, the black Jason Genova. I mean, I was just so humiliated and laughed at. This was bad, folks. I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then, of course, there's the Mountaineer. Did a little bit better, but not good enough. You know. Only so much you can do against a monster like that. So, yeah. That didn't help. Didn't help one bit. Still trying to master things and everything like that, and you just can't get everything fucking down. Too much, holding too much water and everything. What went wrong with the prep? I was inexperienced. But then, of course, I got better. This is another picture. This is about, this is 8 weeks out from, oh no, this is like 9 or 10 weeks out from the 2009, Night of Champions. I was up there running up and down that fucking hill right there. I've never put that picture up. This one here. None of you guys have never seen that one. I may put these up one day. Possibly. Then, of course, I got this one. And you're not going to find any of these pictures. I've never published these pictures on my website. Ever. They're not on my Facebook or anything. These are just, that is when I start, that's the very day that I started my diet. 3 months, or actually 4 months ago. This is 16 weeks out right there. 16 weeks. This is the day I started. This is what I had looked like. This is me at the lake. This is about 9 weeks out. A little dark, but, you know, getting things in. Now, this one here, this one is... Hold on a minute. Of course, this is me at... This was sometime at the Arnold Classic there. At one of their... I was at the GNC booth. So that's a picture of me there. And I do got one more. Now, this one here is a very old picture. This was actually me preparing for... God, oh mercy. This is 2005, actually. Yep, 2005, because at that time, I was training at the Greenville Athletic Club. And I was training at, because I wanted to train at Lee Haney's old gym, the one that he used to win his part of his Olympias. I trained at the Greenville Athletic Club. It's no longer there. They had some really old school equipment from the 50s, big Universal stuff, and that's me in the locker room and stuff, just hitting it out there. So this is 2005, actually. I've never put this picture up here before. I may actually scan it and put it up eventually. Pugman, what's up, dog? But yeah, those are some of my unseen pictures. I mean, I got more, I think, in which book? Not this one. I got disc and everything, so Yeah, folks. Of course, naturally, yeah. In any event, that's one of my very last poses I hit there. So, but yep, that's all, baby. That's Sports Center. But folks, it's 6:35 p.m. and that is the end of Happy Hour. And I do want to thank my main man, Quick Pump, for donating. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Remember, folks, tomorrow is the midnight run. And as always, we're going to have some fun. So I'm out. And as always, peace and soul. Oh, wait a minute. It's supposed to be this one. All right, I'm out of here. God, I'm an idiot.